What's going on, folks, and welcome into the Sports Tree Studio for this week's edition of Third and Long. It is the weekend slate. We're going to run through all the games on Saturday and Sunday for the NFL Week 16 slate. It's going to be a ton of fun. And just before we jump into breaking down all those games, giving you a breakdown, some props to look at, some best bets, little analysis for every single game, we just want to let you know that it is Friday and it is closing time. Our bracket challenge will be closing this evening for the NCAA CFP. It's the college football playoff. As soon as Notre Dame and Indiana kicks off at 8 p.m. Eastern time, that bracket will close. So make sure you get in to win your $1,000. And remember, if you upgrade your subscription, you can fill out up to 5 brackets this year for this bracket challenge. Get in to win $1,000 this holiday season, courtesy of us here at Sports Tree. Also, our holiday trivia raffle to get in to win a pair of MLB tickets to see any, my eye is freaking out right now, to see any team you'd like to see play live next season is also live. Head over to sportstree.ca and fill out the trivia question. It's pretty straightforward. Christmas movie. Do you know your Christmas movie? Do you know your sports in your Christmas movies? There's a couple of clues for you. And if you lived in the Midwest, you'll definitely know that one. All right. Let's jump into the Saturday slate of games, starting with the Houston Texans and the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, I like this to be a low-scoring game. The Kansas City Chiefs' strength has been the referees and their defense. No, but all joking aside, their defense has been stellar this season, and that's the reason why they are 13-1. That and a whole lot of good luck. The Houston Texans, though, they have one of the best secondaries in the NFL. They lead the NFL in opponent completion percentage, allowing teams to complete just 57.66% of their passes. They also rank second in dropback EPA and first in opponent dropback success rate, surrendering the 6th lowest yards per game. Passing yards per game in the NFL. Patrick Mahomes is averaging under 225 passing yards per game. This Houston Texans defense is giving up less than 200 passing yards per game. Mahomes' line is 224.5 yards. I'm going to take the under on that. I just don't think there's going to be many holes. I think both these teams are going to run the football. I like this as an under, although, you know, it's two high-scoring teams, but it's going to be outdoors. It's in Kansas City. There could be some weather this weekend. We're getting close to the holidays. I like this under 42.5, and I like Patrick Mahomes to throw for under 224.5 in that one. There's a couple free bets to start out the weekend. The Pittsburgh Steelers travel to Baltimore to take on the Ravens, and now, you know, everyone's betting. All the public money is coming in on the Ravens like it was a few weeks ago, and I feel like over the last couple of years of just doing content that I'm a broken record. The Steelers have now won 8 out of the last 9 iterations of this matchup. They just won 18-16 a few weeks ago. Mike Tomlin is a stud as an underdog. The guy's never had a losing season in the NFL. I think I bring that up every single week. Lamar Jackson is just 2-5 against the Steelers in his career, and he's thrown 5 touchdown passes to 8 interceptions. The Steeler team knows how to get after him. TJ Watt is trending to play now. Everyone thought he was going to sit out. I think if you tease the Steelers to 7.5 instead of 6.5, that's a great spot to build a parlay around. But you have to take the Steelers with the points here. Play the number. It's going to be outdoors. It's going to be in Baltimore. This could be a very rough weather game. I like the under. I don't think a lot of points are going to be scored. And you give me 6.5 points. You give me basically a touchdown. Let's go. Lock in the Steelers. Plus, they dominate the Ravens. It's what they do. Cleveland Browns at Cincinnati Bengals. Moving over to Sunday now. And yeah, Cincinnati entering Week 16 had a 6% chance of making the playoffs, according to NFL.com. Got a whole lot better with LA beating the Denver Broncos on Thursday Night Football. That helps. The Bengals now, they have to win out. The Broncos lose out. And guess what? They play each other. So the Bengals will have that tiebreaker. I think the Bengals go in to their home stadium this weekend, go make their record 7-8 because the Browns suck. And the Browns have benched Jameis Winston. He threw 3 picks last week, and that's enough. Dorian Thompson-Robinson is taking over. Through 12 career starts, Thompson-Robinson has 1 passing touchdown with 7 interceptions. That's not very good. That's not going to be able to take advantage of this Bengals defense. I think the Bengals just roll here. No stopping them. They know what they need to do. And plus the Browns, they're 3-11. They're playing for a draft pick. Bengals need a win. Browns need a loss. Simple math. Give me the Bengals. I'm laying the 6.5 points. Philadelphia Eagles and Washington Commanders. I mean, Barkley just, like, he had almost 200 yards from scrimmage against these guys in week 8. I think he's going to dominate them again, even if he is banged up. I don't think the Commanders can hang with them. I think that since Jaden Daniels got hit in the NFL, that he's been exposed for the quarterback, the level of play that he is. I don't think he's that great. I don't think he's going to last long unless he puts on some serious size. So, I think the Eagles are the better football team. I think it's that simple. Give me the Eagles in this one. I think they're going to run all over them. Dash 180 on the money line for a parlay spot. Not too shabby. New York Giants at Atlanta Falcons. Now, this is a weird one for me. Michael Penix Jr., 229.5 passing yards. That's his line. I like, that's way too high. First of all, the matchup says that Bijan Robinson and Tyler Algier are going to go off against a horrendous rushing defense for the New York Giants. And they also they have the 7th best pass defense. So, I mean, they have the 31st run defense and the 7th best pass defense. And Michael Penix Jr., who is a rookie making his first NFL start, his passing line's 229.5. Give me the under on that all day, every day. And I'll also be looking at some Bijan props over on the SportsTree model. Head over to sportstree.ca, download our pick package for week 16. It's $25. You got access to all the picks for that weekend, or you can just subscribe and get access to all the picks anyway, with access to our betting model. And also, we have our bowl game package. All of our NCAA and college football playoff picks are on the website as well. We got a juicy bet for Notre Dame this evening. Arizona Cardinals and the Carolina Panthers. Give me James Conner props. Yes, James Conner is going to gash the league's worst rushing defense. So I like Arizona. They have to win this game. Kyler Murray's been a little shaky lately. He already said he doesn't want to play in the cold earlier this week. It was actually a pretty funny little clip from the press conference. So I think this is going to be a James Conner game. Again, Arizona has to win this game to stay in playoff contention, stay on the heels of the Seahawks in that division, the Seahawks and the Rams, and then Carolina, again, playing for a draft pick. No one's going to be mad if Carolina loses this game. Look for James Conner to do his thing. Los Angeles Rams at the New York Jets. You got to go with the Rams here, right? They've won 7 out of the last 9 games, including 3 in a row. Now they co-lead the division with the Seahawks. They need to keep winning. Aaron Rodgers has looked great the last couple of weeks. Vintage, averaging 314 passing yards per game and throwing 4 TDs over the last 2 games with no picks. Vintage A-Rod. He's also got Devontae Adams looking vintage as well. However, this Rams team, I think, is just a better product on the field. I think they have a more explosive offense and an all-around better offense. And I think it's time for them to go out and do their thing. Sorry about that. I got a phone call in the middle of this show. Anyway, moving on. Detroit Lions and Chicago Bears. Look, I'm staying away from against the spread here. I'm staying away from any money line picks, but I think Jahmyr Gibbs is going to cook against this Bears defense. He averaged 9.7 yards per carry and 8.5 yards per reception against the Bears on Thanksgiving. I think he's going to eat, especially with David Montgomery out. So look for Jahmyr Gibbs props. We got some over on sportstree.ca. And then a free one, Caleb Williams, over 218.5 passing yards. Give me that all day. First of all, this Detroit Lions defense, who's going to play in their secondary? Dorsey and Davis are on the IR, and now Branch is listed as questionable and didn't participate in practice this week. I think he can throw for 220 yards, no problem. Give me that bet. Minnesota Vikings and the Seattle Seahawks. Now, the Vikings, they're 9-4-1 against the spread. This is a team I've been looking to fade all season, and normally this would be a spot that I would do it. They're favorites going into Seattle against the 12th man. However, the Seahawks, they're banged up. They're just 3-5 at home this season and 1-4 against the spread at home as underdogs. This is not the same Seahawks team. We don't know if Geno Smith is going to play. It looks like he's going to test it. I can't bet this game. I'm looking for a reason to fade the Minnesota Vikings. They're not as good as they are. That makes no sense, but you know what I mean. This isn't the place to do it, though. This is not the place to do it. This is a stay away spot for me. New England Patriots and the Buffalo Bills. The Bills they're going to do bad things. I like Josh Allen to throw for 240 yards. He's picked up this number in 4 of his last 5 games played with 704 yards, 5 tutties, and 0 picks in his last 2 games played. Allen's averaging over 240 passing yards per game anyway. Now he's taking on the 16th ranked passing defense of New England. Look, Buffalo, they have to win this game to keep pace. I just think, why take the ball out of Allen's hand? Even if the weather's bad, short dump passes are going to be there. And yeah, Josh Allen over 240 yards. The proof is in the pudding. Let's lock it in. Let's go. Jacksonville Jaguars versus the Las Vegas Raiders. I have a bet on the Las Vegas Raiders. Aiden O'Connell should be back under center for the Raiders. I like that. Look, he's not that great, but the Jacksonville Jaguars are awful. They're starting Mac Jones again, and the Jaguars have the 32nd best passing defense in the NFL. That's right. Good enough for 32nd best. That is dead last, by the way. They also have the 24th ranked rush defense and the 29th ranked third down defense. The Jacksonville Jaguars are horrendous. The Raiders are bad, but the Jaguars are arguably worse. This is a battle for first overall pick, I believe. So, I mean, tank game, but the Raiders should win. San Francisco 49ers and Miami Dolphins, two 6-8 teams, two disappointing seasons from programs that were expecting better years. However, one thing to underline here, Mike McDaniel only has 3 wins against teams with over a 500 record. Yeah, 3 wins against teams with winning records as a head coach. That's not going to get you too far. Luckily this season, the San Francisco 49ers have a losing record, so Miami has hope. This is a stay away spot. Both these teams are not performing. Sunday night football, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Dallas Cowboys. I'm laying the points with the Bucs. Yeah, and I like Bucky Irving to do his thing. I think these running backs are going to have a day. We already have a couple bets. Rashad White, I love that line for him as well. Baker Mayfield said that he's going to throw the ball to Mike Evans. This is the Buccaneers all day. They're 8-6. They're trying to capture the South, and the Cowboys, well, this season couldn't end soon enough. Folks, make sure you head over to sportstree.ca. Fill out that bracket challenge. Fill out the trivia question. Get in to win some goodies, some tickets, $1,000 cash. There's also cash prizes for second and third place in the bracket challenge as well. Happy holidays. I'm Connor Rowntree. Enjoy the football.